I have two questions I would like you to think about. What are animal rights? Are animal rights important to me? You'd be surprised to find that many people do not have a clear understanding of what animal rights are and the many facets of it. I personally felt that I had a clear understanding of what animal rights were until I embarked on my research and found that I was not familiar with the many laws, issues, and philosophical arguments surrounding animal rights. According to the results of my online audience analysis survey, 64% of you feel, in some degree, that animals do deserve the exact same rights as humans, while 27% of you, in some degree, feel that animals do not deserve the exact same rights as humans, and 9% of you remain neutral on the subject. Perhaps your opinions about the above asked questions will change after listening to the information I present to you today. Although animal rights cannot be clearly defined in a brief explanation or statement, there are outlets available to you today to become better informed on the issue. Once you become better informed on the issue, you can decide where you stand on this politically, socially, and personally. Today, I will define animal rights and give you a brief history on it. Then I will discuss some different philosophical arguments and implications surrounding animal rights. And lastly, I will go over some common myths and misconceptions about animal rights. First, let's define animal rights. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, online, assessed June 6, 2013, animal rights are defined as the rights of animals to live free from human exploitation and abuse. The third edition of the Gale Encyclopedia of American Law, online, assessed June 12, 2013, explains that there has been an expansion of animal rights that has not been fully accepted. It was found through scientific research that animals are sentient beings and have feelings and emotions, and this in turn has caused a greater protection towards animals. According to Paul Wade-Dew, in his book, Animal Rights, What Everyone Needs to Know, animal rights is the term used but not clearly defined since it is a subjective term. Paul states that animal rights is a contradiction since humans are primates, primates are mammals, and mammals are animals. Also, the animal rights movement is a very widespread with very distinctively competing meanings. Now, let's discuss the brief history behind animal rights. In the journal article, The Animal Rights Debate by Kim Evans, published in the 2011 issue of The Animal Rights, the author states that animal rights did not become a major social issue until the 1970s. According to Paul Wade-Dew, animal rights is a concept that dates back before prehistory. The idea of respecting all non-human species has been around since human existence due to the connection and respect for all human and living beings. It is phenomenal that animal rights the movement has become so widespread globally and truly continues to grow every day. Now let's discuss some different philosophical arguments and implications surrounding animal rights. In the journal article, The Animal Rights Debate by Kim Evans, published in the 2011 issue of Animal Rights, the author asserts that different philosophical arguments involve different ideas and theories on ethics and morality of animal rights. According to Lori Gruen, in her book, Ethics and Animals, an Introduction, she discusses three different philosophical arguments towards animal rights: utilitarianism, the rights view, and the feminist ethics view. The feminist ethics view is one of the most prominently ethical theories, and its founding father, Jeremy Bentham, views the theory as being fundamentally concerned with increasing pleasure and minimizing pain for all animals. The rights view, practiced by Tom Reagan, is the belief that animals have their own moral rights and values and are not here to serve us. The feminist ethics view is an alternative theory published by Josephine Donovan and Carol Adams that theorizes the understanding that animals are in relationships with humans, and within these complex relationships, other animals command ethical attention. In their journal article, The Dangerous Claims of the Animal Rights Movement by Richard Epstein, published in the spring 2000 issue of The Responsive Community, the author discusses endangered species and medicine science, two implications surrounding animal rights. Endangered species is an implication set forth due to animal rights. However, many people do not know that there was not any formal written laws for many years on this, and the laws that are currently written do not cover all endangered or threatened species. Now, the issue of medicine science involving animal rights is a very controversial topic. Now, lastly, let's discuss some common myths and misconceptions surrounding animal rights. Animal rights in the 21st century is a very wide-range topic that many people believe common myths and misconceptions about. In the article from the bornfree.com website entitled Animal Rights, Myths and Misconceptions, posted June 13th, 2013, it states that there are many misconceptions about what level of protection specifically written laws are on the state and federal level. The Animal Welfare Act grants some regulatory protection towards animals, but it is not specifically sufficient and it is not adequately enforced. Now, the federal government does not regulate the keeping of exotic animals by private individuals. Now, according to my online audience analysis survey, 73% of you were not aware that the Endangered Species Act does not protect all endangered species or threatened species. Now, when it comes to the Animal Welfare Act, 73% of you were not aware that it provides a broad range of protection to all animals in the United States. Over 81% of you were not aware that the Humane Slaughterhouse Act does not protect chickens and/or birds. In conclusion, animal rights is a vastly growing concept that it cannot be clearly defined by any brief explanation. It must be researched for you to become better informed. Today, I defined animal rights and gave you a brief history on it. Then I discussed with you some different philosophical arguments and implications surrounding animal rights. And lastly, I went over some common myths and misconceptions about animal rights. Animal rights is a growing concept, and in order to become better informed, you must do your research before you decide where you stand on this subject. Thank you.